Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan, and it's February 10th, 2011. And in this commentary, I'm not really going to talk about the gameplay. I want to talk about a little funny story that I have about school. It's actually like a really long story too, but it also involves what happened today. But so I'm a freshman, obviously, and for first period and sixth period, I have this lady teacher named Miss Laitman, and no one likes her in my grade. And the reason being is like when I describe her, you'll know what I mean. Like you'll be like, wow, this lady sounds like a bitch. But she has her classroom, and her class is really boring. And here's what she looks like. She's like 5'3". She has hair that looks like a bird's nest, and she has like glasses and this big ass nose. And when she talks, she's like, here's what she sounds like. She's like, "Alright guys, turn to page 12 in your textbooks." And it's just really nasally, kind of like Lois Griffin, but it's just really annoying. And she's really fucking annoying. And her class is pretty easy, I guess, if you just do the work. But like every single like chapter we have do 4 guided readings and 4 SAS sheets, which doesn't really matter what those are. But we also have note sheets, and like every single day we're taking notes. And the place where she like tells us the notes from is like she has a podium in the front of the classroom, a podium, and like everyone says her class is like a dictatorship, and that's why, because in the front she's like fucking act like she's Hitler sitting up there, and she can barely even reach the top of the podium. It's kind of funny. But also in the back of her class, and what I'm about to tell you is like totally true. She has this she has like a chair in the corner, and then she has this like old gray like worn down couch, and people call it the extra credit couch. And this is because like this hasn't, I don't think it's happened recently, but a long time ago, and I know this is true. Like there's this guy that my parents know, and he used to go to school, and like this is back when he was like 15 and she was like 20. Oh, she's in her like early like mid 50s, I guess, but she was like a lot younger back then, and apparently she had sex with like 3 students over like a little course period of time, and she was almost fired. Like she said that she missed like a month of school because like she was being investigated, and but they couldn't fire her apparently because of her teachers union. They wouldn't let them, which is kind of bullshit because I really wish she would have been fired because I fucking hate her. So we always call that the extra credit couch, and like we make up so many jokes about her. Like in the morning when we're just like talking, like bullshitting about random things, like when we talk about her, we'll like make fun of like the extra credit couch, or we'll make fun of how she talks, or like we do this weird thing where like we'll stand around, we'll be like Claudia, and like that's her first name, and that's actually what got me in trouble today. But I'll tell you that later. So yeah, we just like always bullshit about her, and we don't understand why she doesn't, like, if she knows that how much that no one likes her, because I mean she's honestly, if she knew, she'd probably kill herself, which I'd really appreciate. Like there's people that my friends, like older siblings, like we talk about her all the time. We're like wow, that bitch still teaches there? How has she not hung herself yet? And we're like, well, what would we do if we walked in the classroom and she hung herself? We'd be like, well, we'd probably have a party, or we just wouldn't do anything. We'd just like sit there and be like, wow, cool. But her class is just really stupid. And then also, however, for 6th period, I forgot to say this. What I do during her class is whenever she takes notes, if I'm tired, I will just like, I'll like turn my head on the desk, and there's 2 ways that I'll get woken up from my sleep. The first reason being that she will notice me sleeping, and she'll come and be like, "Ryan, wake up!" I'll be like, "Oh, sorry." I'll go back right back to sleep. She won't even say anything for some reason. Then also, there's like this girl, and like sometimes when I fall asleep, like I'll fall asleep awkwardly. Like the one time I fell asleep, my head was like off the to the side of the desk. Like I was like, my head was like off the desk actually, and she started laughing. Miss Lane was like, "What's so funny?" She's like, "Look," and she's like, "Oh, Ryan, wake up!" I was like, "Oh, sorry." I just went back to sleep, of course. But also when I'm not sleeping, I won't do her notes, and she gets really mad when you don't do that. And about 2 weeks ago, I was like doing her fucking guided reading. She's like, "Ryan, can you please do the notes?" I was like, "Oh sure." I got out the notes, I crumpled it up and threw it out. And she's like looked at me, she's like, "Oh, whatever, you're just gonna fail your test." I was like, "No, I don't. I have an A in your class, and it's not because of the extra credit couch either." But yeah, that's basically how our class goes. It's really annoying, and she thinks that she's like a dictator or everything. But for study hall, it's even better because it's like 12 kids, and I have like my funniest best friend in there, and then I have like a couple other funny troublemakers in there. And today, like, she walked out of her room, so we got there early, and we had a little party in her room. She has like this rubber band ball, and like we took like 40 rubber bands, stuffed our pockets, and then like we went around like flicking people in the shoulder with them, which kind of hurt. I have like a little mark from one too. And but my friend, he took off his pants and rubbed his ass on her chair. It was so funny. And then we like we moved her rows around, so like my row was like all the way back, and his was like all the way in like in the front. So like we actually sit like opposite from each other, but like at that time we were sitting like practically right next to each other. And my friend's funny because like he asked her every single day too. He's like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" And she's like, "Do you have your passport?" He's like, no." She's like, "Well, you can't go." And she's like a Nazi because no one in this building needs like or really cares about if you have like a passbook or not. They just like let you go. So he's always like, "Well, I really need to go, and I might just end up taking a poop in the middle of your floor." And like she just like looked at him, and then like she's like just looked down to her desk, and he's like, "So can I go to the bathroom?" She's like, "No." He's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry that I can't afford a passbook," and you know he could, obviously, if he just doesn't want to buy one. And so that was that, and then like a little bit after that, me being funny, like I got up and like I poked my ass out when I was walking around. I put my arms out like I was like a T-Rex, and like everyone just like laughs at me. And she didn't even say anything. She didn't even look at me. And I also drew this picture of her, and it was actually a really good picture of her. Then I put a plus sign, and I put a couch, and I put her having sex on the couch. Then I showed all my friends and threw it out. And then like for some reason, 10 minutes later, she starts going through the recycling bin, but she didn't catch it for some reason. I just want to know why she was going through it. So yeah, and then we're reading this book. It's called The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and my friend's like, he's like, "Miss Laitman, can I ask Ryan if I can borrow his book, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas?" And we're like, "What the fuck?" And then she's like, "No," and it's like, "Okay." He's like, "Ryan, can I borrow your book?" I was like, "Sure." And then yeah. So then here's like the final part of this. She gets up and she goes to shut the door, but I thought she went like all the way out in the hallway. So I looked back at my friend. I was like, "Claudia!" And then she walks back in, and she like flips out on us. She's like screaming her ass off, and then she's like, "Was it you, Ryan?" I was like, "Yes," because she thought it was my friend, because he's always the one that does like troublemaking shit. And then she sent me down to the office, and then she wrote him a detention. That's why you don't get it. She wrote him a detention, and we both got called down to the office. She wrote us a detention, but here's what really makes me hate my school even more. Like the guy who's the dean of students, he said that he might give me a Saturday school for that. And I actually just got a Saturday school 2 weeks ago for drawing a dick on some kid's hoodie. So I don't know, my school really sucks. But I don't think I'll get a Saturday school. If I do, I'm not gonna take it because that's really bullshit. Because she wrote me a detention. She obviously didn't write me to Saturday school. You don't have the fucking right to give me one. But that's that. My next commentary, I think I'll do a little bit more about her 4th period class, because that class is funny, I've heard. But thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my story, and there'll be more to come soon. Thanks. Extra credit.